Welcome to episode 32 of the Realtors. I'm David Blair. He's Trevin Perez. Trevin, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Yay!
Oh, you got the Redfin swag. Nice, nice. How's
What
the
is going on?
how's the New Year treating you?
Oh my God, it's great, but I only got a T-shirt. Where did you get your sweater and a hat?
Santa was good to me. What can I say?
Damn, that's awesome, guys. That is official Rocket gear. Well, the sweater says Redfin, but that's a Rocket logo.
Redfin, powered by Rocket, our new branding for this year, 2026. Well, we've got 2025 in the books of real estate. How'd you feel about last year? That was kind of a shit show, huh?
Man, was it? Was it? It was tough. That was an interesting year.
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting. We so started the year with ERA slash offer pad. It's hardly I haven't said that in a long time, but ERA slash offer pad, and then picked up with Redfin in April. So enjoyed making that switch. A little bit of a learning curve in there, and then you came on. What month did you come on with Redfin?
I came in August. Prior to that was Compass, and that was after OfferPad. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
where do I go now? Where's the next logical fit? And yeah, Compass wasn't logical. So yeah, you came over in April, and I was like, what the? I was like, wait a minute, where's my seat? I didn't get the red carpet.
Well, and then per usual, you're a little skeptical. And then, so the last 30 days, though, you've been kicking ass. What about the last 30 days?
Last 30 days have been good. No, it's been good. I've been tracking those numbers, tracking those stats, trying to see who's naughty or nice. And yeah, the deals are closing. It's interesting. Yeah, the last 4 months of the year closed every single month. So it was busy, and got a nice you know list of listings, but listings aren't as exciting as those buyers, man. It's nice closing those buyers. You get them, you work them, they close.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. It's tough. That brings us to a couple talking points today. So what do you think we can expect for 2026? What's the crystal ball tell you for this year?
The crystal ball, as I read it, it's not as crystal. I got to shave. But I would say that we're looking for a smoothed out, more more consistent deals closing, more buyers ready to do deals. I hope that I almost feel like um, man, I almost think that 5%, 6%, whatever it is, I just feel like the market is accepting of the interest rates, and they're going to come out ready to buy. If we get a discount, cool, especially because June, the Fed chief is gone. Trump will put somebody in there who will just do his bidding. So I'm hoping that we can have more activity in sales. What's your take on Wait, what's your
Yeah,
crystal ball say?
I
Is
think
there all under there? Oh, you got
I think
hair?
I think likewise. I think that we're past that point of well, let's see what interest rates are going to do. We've been at the same interest rate or in that range for over a year now. I think for the most part, we had some fluctuation early in the year, then it stabilized, and we're about where we are right now was where we were in the last quarter. I think, give or take
Mhm.
just a little bit. So we're in that same range. So I don't think you've got that same mentality anymore to where, well, we're going to wait and see what rates are going to do. You know what rates are going to do at this point, and I've seen prices start to come down to adjust to that. And it seemed like it was slow last year, but this year I've looked at some listing opportunities for new properties, and we're having some conversations and. From my side, and you and I've talked about this offline, is that there's no benefit for you or a seller to take an overpriced listing going into this year, with where things are at. If you look at something from the last 3 to 4 months, as far as the recent solds and the actives within that area. And if it's not selling and it hasn't sold within that time period and you're not getting activity, there's no point in adding an existing inventory that's not going to sell. Because like you said, you're going to result in some tough conversations with sellers as to sellers are saying, well, why isn't this selling? It's price, I think, over anything else right now. If condition is not an issue, then it's definitely price.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And in fact, I mean, I would say that just to delve in, let's go deeper on this conversation. I know clients who 2 years ago, even maybe 3 years ago, who have 5% interest rates. So we've been sitting in this boiling pot for a little while, and not a lot has changed overall. So I think that the buyer pool is ready. They're active. They want to buy. And in fact, I don't know how many people you've run into getting qualified with DPA, but I'm seeing a number of people getting qualified with it.
Expanding on that.
Yeah, DPA, down payment assistance,
Okay. Okay.
and it's not income driven. Let's face it, right? Even Rocket doesn't have down payment assistance money, but Rocket has that 2% down program.
Hmm.
You pay 1%. So it seems like there's like free money out there if you know how to find it.
Yeah. So we didn't talk about I don't think it was in the media as much last on our last show. The 50-year mortgage. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, that's a little crazy, but let's face it, the average term of ownership, is it, are people keeping their homes for 30 years? No. They're keeping it maybe 10. So
Hmm.
does it really matter? I mean, yeah, it lowers the interest rate. I mean, it lowers the payments. It drags it on longer. But if it gets you in the door to owning some real estate and maybe you can grab some appreciation, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not certainly against it. I think we'll see more buyers.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting way to look at it because the way I looked at it initially, when people are asking me, and you look at if you're looking at it from the standpoint of okay, I'm going to buy this home and then I'm going to pay on it for 50 years and it's going to be mine. The amount of interest that you pay is just unbelievable. Even from a 30 to a 50 year of what you'd end up paying. But you're right. I don't know. I don't know anyone right now that's buying with the intention of okay, I'm going to own this home for the next. This is where I'm going to be at for the next 50 years. At my age, I just turned 54 this December. Happy birthday to me.
Oh, happy birthday. Wait, where's the cue? Come on. You didn't cue it up.
I didn't queue it up. So happy birthday to me. So I'm 54 now, and would I take a 50-year mortgage out? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be on that Smucker's Happy Birthday on the on the Today Show where they're saying David Blair is 105 today. I don't know that
Right,
that's going to
right.
happen.
Yeah.
God bless me if it does,
Yeah.
but I don't know that it will. So yeah, I think you're right. Still, I think we're probably looking at that still 7 to 10 year time period as far as how long people are actually going to be in there. And you may be right if you can get in there for a little bit less during that time. Yes, it makes sense. If not, then no, it probably doesn't. I think we're still seeing about the same rate of return. It seems like. But if you bought and we discussed this on some previous episodes, if you bought within the last 3 years, you got to sit out for a little bit. It's not your turn at the plate yet. You need to just kind of chill out for another maybe 2, 3, 4 years even to kind of let the market get back to where it needs to be for you to sell and be in a good equity position. Short sales, you think we're going to see a lot of? I'm starting to see a few. I've got a couple that are falling into that category. Do you think we're going to see that more in this year?
I rather that over foreclosures. And yeah, I think we're seeing more of those short sales. I have one as a listing. I'm hoping that I can get taken off of my client's credit. And I'm seeing a lot more auctions as well. So that whole short sale auction but foreclosure, at the end of the day, yeah, we're seeing that more prevalent right now because people are falling in default.
I don't know that there's a lot of. I see some of the auctions. What I've seen most here recently is a customer will contact me and they say, "Hey, we really want to get information on this property." I pull it up, and then it's on one of these auction sites, and I can't even really think of any name. Is it Hubzu? Is that one of them? I think maybe, or something like that.
Maybe.
Um, Timu, I don't know, something, some one of the sites that are out there, but they're difficult to kind of navigate. You can't get a lot of information on them.
No.
So it's just not as it's not clear, concise information that I think it used to be. At least with some of the ones that I've seen recently, to where I've just had to tell customers, I'm like, I can only go by what information I'm finding on that site, and I'm just not finding great information with some of the auction sites that are out there right now. But short sales are something that I've got a customer right now that's actually having a lot of difficulty because the bank wants to do everything but. And remember when we went through this phase, what was that, in 2007, and that time period where it started in 2007 to 2012, that 5 year period where we had a lot of short sale and or foreclosures. Banks were foreclosing on properties. Now I think it almost seems like the banks are taking a position that they don't want that. They don't want the property back. They want you to hold on to it, because with his situation, they're doing what they can to keep him into the property, restructuring the loan a little bit, not erasing any debt, but just kind of restructuring it, pushing payments to the back end. Or are you seeing some of the same stuff?
Yeah, yeah. No, I am. I am. I At least in the cases that I'm noticing, though, I'm noticing is going straight toward short sale or foreclosure. Like the path to foreclosure is very clear, and it's a short runway. Like the
Yeah,
the client will know that in 3 4 months it's going short. It's going foreclosure. Yeah, that's right. I had a listing that we separated, went our separate ways because it was going foreclosure, and they didn't want to put a good price to make it move before the foreclosure hit. And then yeah, so I guess I have like 3 or 4 people that I've been dealing with who are playing in this pool.
yeah,
Well, what are you going to do though, right? Like, yeah, I mean, here's the thing: we say that the last 3 years don't do anything with your property, but life gets in the way and they have no choice. Divorce, job loss, or job relocation, and they overpaid during those crazy years of COVID and after. Um, it's a frustrating situation, but a lot of people are upside down.
yeah. What are you tired of seeing in real estate in the last month or so? I'll give you mine. I'll give you mine.
Okay.
Mine right now is AI. I think. I know AI is a big thing, but it just seems like in the last 30 to 60 days, it's just been just a complete oversaturation, within real estate of what it's going to do. And I don't doubt any of those things are true of where it's going, because it seems to be moving pretty quickly. Well, what's your take on that?
I you know I was pretty excited and surprised by the fact that there is a AI tool available to talk to sellers about listing.
Hmm.
I
Sure.
don't have to ever pick up the phone to get an appointment. It'll handle
Hmm.
all objections, and it has the rapport, it takes on the pace, it has the emotional intellect to just keep going. Where if I hear you're having a bad day, I might pause and just say, hey, let me talk to you another time. But the AI tool is just going in, and
Yeah.
it's respectful, but it
Hmm.
just keeps the same cadence. That's like pretty amazing. Uh,
Yeah.
as I told you, I was thinking about going down, and taking the plunge.
Sure.
Luckily I didn't, but
Hmm.
I'm amazed by that kind of capability. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
scary.
it's interesting. I'm getting a lot of companies calling, reaching out, with the different strategies they want to try to assist you with this year that are all AI based, as far as, like you said, either contacting your customer base or how to get in front of people. And I've even had the calls where they've generated to where it's it's pretty close to being, you can't understand whether it is a person or it's AI. So it's gotten that good. So I think it's probably only going to get better. Um, So are we obsolete? Are we going to be extinct in another 5 years? What do you think real estate agents are in 5 years?
Man, I think that we're taking on probably five times more volume.
Yeah.
And especially when you look at a platform like Redfin, um, we will utilize AI in such an amazing capacity that we can do 5x more work. And maybe we're truly not touching to the degree that we touch today. We're just not going to touch files,
Hmm.
maybe emails, and just be a people sport. You know, how many people can we engage and touch and move through the cycle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I think you still need us.
Yeah, yeah. I've shared with you before. I mean, that I use chat quite a bit, with kind of working through either marketing, the marketing side of it, or where I'll plug in information and say, okay, I have a property that's listed. Here's the listing. Here's how long it's been on the market. This is what we're competing with. Give me a breakdown of what it's going to take to sell that property in 30, 60, 90 days, and it comes in with a really good strategy, in a quick time period. We could do that as agents, but it is useful to have that to where you can look and say, okay, it's pulling information from all these sources, from the MLS, from Zillow, from Realtor, Homes.com, and this is the competing properties within the area. So it helps from that standpoint. I think that'll probably only get better. But to your point, the contact has always been a contact sport, always will be, in my opinion. So I think if you embrace the change, and what it can do, for us as agents, um, because we are real estate professionals, and we do know more than the average person, that has access to this information. You and I talk about that, and that's not to insult any buyer and or seller that's out there. But we know how to decipher this information, and I think the agents that stay ahead of the curve with that, I think we do a good job with that. Our company does a good job with that, with the technology, and staying ahead of things, kind of keeping yourself educated. And I think the agents that do that will be fine. The agents that, just as it's always been, don't want to embrace the technology and the new way of doing business, you're gonna suffer somewhat. But at the end of the day, you and I have to get on a phone together. We have to have an actual conversation. I can send you all the stats in the world, but you're, at some point, you, Trevor, are going to ask me, David. David, what's your opinion? What's your gut tell you about this seller? Do you think they'll take this price, or do you think we can talk numbers, but what is your gut say? And a lot of that is experience. You're going to have to rely on your agent's experience to work with you. That's what you're hiring an agent for, is to represent you in that transaction. And it's great to have stats. Stats are, they have their place, but that's something that, knowing how to do your job, um, it's priceless. You can't be replaced, I don't think, as long as you continue, to do that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, like when we think about the emotional decisions we make when we're in the battle of negotiations, whether it's a seller or a buyer. And I'll throw something into GPT, and it evens out any of the emotion I'm initially feeling when I'm thinking
Sure.
about my response, and it
Yeah.
normalizes it, and it gives you this very thoughtful but compelling thought back that you would write to the customer, and it makes it compelling so that it feels warm. So you eliminate whatever feelings you had that were like, burning in your chest. I think that's just amazing. It's such an amazing tool to have. And let's face it, you and I are just scratching the surface when and how we utilize it day to day. But wow, it's just such a great combat sport tool for communication. So you don't sound disgruntled or passive aggressive or whatever. In fact, Dave, do me a favor. When you and I text, use
Yeah.
ChatGPT more.
I love being passive aggressive. It's my favorite thing to be. It really is. I enjoy it quite a bit. Quite a bit. But
Oh,
yeah, I do the same thing still with chat, as far as as far as plugging that information in with customers. But it's interesting to see it, just kind of see it play out. I see a lot of things. I see a lot of agents that are utilizing AI to their advantage. Some I question in regards to is that are we getting into that realm of what we do, and are we kind of watering that down because we're trying to reach, likes. Everybody wants, we do a podcast, obviously, and quite honestly, people, if we're being completely honest, we don't do this for the viewership, because if we did, we would have stopped by now. So really, we're just doing this for our mental health. Trevin and we're doing this strictly for our mental health. I appreciate you tuning in. The two of you that have done that over the last several months. So I appreciate that. But that's what this is about. And there is some good information, I think, in between there. One day someone's going to sit down, because maybe we're going to have another lockdown. Maybe there's another,
Mm.
there's something like that, to where they've got nothing else to do, for a period of 2 weeks. And they're going to watch all of those 32 episodes that we put out there. And they're going to be like, these guys, they kind of know their shit. I think they know what they're talking about. A little bit, not much, a little bit.
Yeah, right. No, and you know what's so funny about where you're going with that? I almost look at I personally, and you give me your take on this because I think you and I differ on this regard. AI versus social media.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding that we're so inundated with social media. Talk about mental health. I am
Yeah,
so through and done with marketing on social media. I like this platform better. I think we can talk through insightful thoughts and opinions and feedback, and there's education embedded in that banter. Uh, but the social media stuff, just to attract customers or attract the likes, like it's just it just doesn't go anywhere. It's just, okay, how old are we? How long are we going to chase these? And if you notice, the agents who are like going viral are doing stuff that's crazy. Like
sure.
there's a young guy, who runs through the house in his tour video. He's just
Mm-hmm.
running and tells you about everything, running, running, running. I mean, it's cute. It's kind of funny to see, but you're gonna do that for how many videos? Like, is that all you're known for?
Mm-hmm.
What's your substance? I don't know. I mean, maybe you're a smart guy, but it's just weird, Or a lady who will insult the house, and she would just
Yeah,
rag it, but
I've
she
seen
gets
that.
a lot of followers and a
Yeah.
lot of views. I don't know. I don't know. What's your take on that? Like going that route versus AI route?
I mean, I see the same things that you're talking about. I saw one today where, and I've seen it on both, male and female agents, where they're recreating, music videos, rap videos, various things like that. It's funny, it's
Yes.
entertaining. I mean, I watch it. I'll scroll through and I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny,
Yeah.
and see the followers, that like that, or not so much share it, but that like it, engagement. That's the intent. I know that's their intent. I do wonder sometimes what that's actually producing, for that given agent, because you look on there and you see, it's got 1,000 likes, it's got 2,000, 3,000, whatever, however many likes or,
Right.
shares that are on there. But do you think that every one of those people bought a home? They used them to transact, somehow they
True.
sold or listed a property with them? That's probably not the case. That's not
True.
the case at all. Because I know from my own personal experience, we post on social media, my wife and I, because she has family overseas, and it is good to kind of connect with them overseas. They can kind of see what we're doing. They're able to kind of, plug in, see what's going on with the family. We've got kids, kind of like just like you do. So it's
Hmm.
a good way of doing that. If I post something that is real estate related, that viewership goes straight into the toilet. If I post anything about, hey, check out my new listing on XYZ Street, no one cares. No one cares. They don't want to. They don't want to see that. I've got like two friends that are like, hey, thumbs up, Dave, and they're real estate people that look on there and probably feel bad because no one else liked it, so they did
Right.
that for me. So I get it.
Right.
I understand. Kind of like I do for you. If you post something on real estate, Trevin's got a new listing, then I'll like it. So that one like on his new listing, That was me.
Thanks,
But
sir.
I do think so. We were talking before, and not to be edgy or any kind of way. But so, do you think? I see both. I see both of those. I see male agents do that. I see female agents do that. Who do you think is probably? I would say the viewership for that on the female agent side is probably higher. Of some of their content that's put out there than the male side. I think maybe.
Why would you say that, David? I mean, what gives you that conclusion that
It
women
seems
content?
because it's hard for a male agent to be provocative without looking like a total idiot, unless you're 20 to 30 maybe or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a video, a TikTok or an Instagram video of me dancing around at 54. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
Hmm. So you're saying that the women agents are dancing around in their videos, and that's what
I didn't say
draws
that.
the attention?
I didn't say that.
I mean, I'm just
If
putting two and two together here.
Hey, if you're a female agent out there today and you want to dance on TikTok, Instagram, and it helps you sell houses, go ahead, sister. Go
God
ahead. God
bless.
bless. God bless. If I could do the same, I would. I would. If me, at 54, booty clapping in a video will help me sell my listing, then let's do it. I'll do it. I'll
Wow.
try.
Wow.
I'll
This
try.
is why our audience is definitely afraid of watching this channel. You
We'll
just
see
put
what.
out there something that should be censored by all news channels that David said he would, I can't even repeat the words. It is blasphemy.
But at this point in the viewership, based on the video review that we did, we're only going to offend at the most 5 people today, which is not bad. Not bad. There's millions of people that I'm not going to offend with that.
But a year from now, when our viewership goes through the roof,
Yeah,
they will be offended.
I'm
And
going to
then
get
you'll have
canceled.
to retroactively say, I apologize.
I'm going to get canceled, definitely, in 5 years from now.
5 years from
10,
now, yeah, you won't be on Ryan Serhant's Netflix
yes,
show because of
yes.
this episode.
10
Or,
years, 20
yeah,
years tops.
2 years tops.
20
Or,
years tops.
or Ryan or whatever show you're on Netflix is going to ask you to show them. They're going to say, show me what you meant by that. What does that look like when you do that?
So when I'm 74 and I'm selling timeshares in Bermuda, which is where I plan on being around that age. So yeah, I won't care. I won't care at all.
Man,
I'll be like, yeah, I did that once upon a time, once upon a time. But all in the name of getting your home sold. That's it. That's all I care about is either finding you the home you're looking for or getting your existing home sold. So it's all in good fun.
there you go. Wow.
So
That,
speaking of, I have a
how
I
we
have a
transition from that.
I know. I have an interesting story. So I have a customer. They go out shopping and they're looking at a few homes. They're first time home buyers.
Hmm.
So I don't want to say they're easily impressed, but because this is their first time home, they actually look at a lot of the positives. They look at home. They're like, oh, this would be great. The yard is nice. This area is nice. They're easily impressed, by some things, which is nice.
Hmm.
Until they bring friends and or family mainly, like the parents, you
Yeah.
know. So it's meet the parents. The parents meet the house. So what's your experience with that? Mine is not great because I feel like I don't care how nice I am, how nice the parents are. I automatically feel I'm in an adversarial relationship with their parents as soon as they come in the house.
Yeah. So usually I feel the same way. And the mom or dad, usually dad, is trashing the house. Back
Sure.
in my time, I could have gotten this for $50,000 or
Right.
something. Okay.
Right.
All right, sir. All right. Yeah, different time, 20, 40, 50 years later. Okay, okay. And then but surprisingly, my closing today, I had young ladies who are professional nurses at the VA, acquired property. Parents were lovely, amazing. They loved the property for their first time seeing it, and they saw it online, but no negative energy whatsoever. So I don't know. Bring me more of those parents because they
Yeah,
were great. I'm ready to give them a review on parents.org.
yeah.
You know, I mean, they were amazing, amazing. But yeah, that's a
It's
problem.
it's 50-50 for me. I mean, like I said, sometimes I think I'm having good rapport, and you kind of have to know, you kind of have to know, okay, who's the driver in that? Who do I need to speak with? Is it the mom? Is it the dad? The mom is usually kind of going around the house, looking around,
Right.
with the kids, with the even adult kids, looking around the different areas and at the cosmetics of it. And I don't mean that in any kind of chauvinistic way. And then the dad is usually, looking at he's over there looking at the electric panel, or he's in the garage or something,
Yeah.
something along those lines. And same thing, he's asking you about, the roof and this and that. And I really don't find out what their take was, even though I ask. I say, do you have any questions? Do either of you have any questions? I'd be happy to answer them for you. No, no, we have no questions at all. And then I reach back out to the kids, and then sure enough, well, my dad was concerned about this. Well, my mom was concerned about this, that sort of thing. And I understand it. It's their, you know, I'm in real estate. You're in real estate. My son has bought a home before. I wasn't that way with him. I mean, to an extent, I was. Obviously, you want to protect them, make sure they get the home inspected and that sort of thing, but just not overbearing with it. But I get it. It's just one of those things that we have to kind of get through. Hey, I've got a fun segment I want to try today. You up for
A fun
something new?
segment. Wait, what?
Yeah,
What? You said a
yeah.
fun segment.
A fun segment.
I
Yeah,
just
something
woke
fun.
up. I'm
Something fun.
so alert now. I'm excited.
Well, your alarm went off. Did you take your meds? I know your alarm goes off every 30 minutes for you to take your old man meds. So if you want to go ahead and pop that Centrum Silver or whatever you're jacked on over there, that's fine.
You said Centrum Silver?
Centrum
Calling me
Silver. Is it?
old?
Oh, that's right. You're not older than me. Although I look very young, folks. I think Trevin is much younger than me, or a little
Yes,
slightly
yes.
younger than me.
20s. Call me mid
And
20s.
that's because I'm white, and unfortunately, some white people don't age as well. So I get it. I understand. It's a
You said
genetic thing.
it. I'm so sorry for the censors at YouTube. Some of our content will be struck so that the future us will not have to live through this content again. Thank you. This is a PSA.
So I'm going to read you a description of a property, and you have to guess. And I'll play along too. If you've got one queued up, I'll play along as well.
Got one
You have to
too.
give me the price. You have to give me the list price within what do you want to say? Within 10,000,
That's tough.
20?
You don't think that's hard? 20, 10 to 20 grand? That's hard.
It
But
could be.
let's do 20.
It could
Sure.
be. This will do two things. This will test our knowledge a little bit, and show that we don't know what the hell we're talking about, and then also it'll share what you can actually buy in our respective markets. I'll give you a little bit of clue, a little of a clue here. So this is just so you're not just completely off.
Okay.
This is under 400,000. So it's between the list price of this is it's below 400,000, but above 100,000. So that gives you a pretty good cushion, right?
Below 400.
Below 400. So it's between this listing is between 104 and 400,000.
Okay.
So it is a 3 bedroom. No, I'm sorry, 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo, and it's 1,160 square feet. So I do want to kind of give you the specs on it. So 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,160 square feet. The monthly association fee is 450, and the description. I don't want to read the whole thing. Welcome to this well-appointed two-bedroom, two-bath condo in the Avenues, offering a light and inviting layout designed for comfortable living. The open living and dining area feel bright and spacious, creating an easy flow for everyday living and entertaining. The kitchen is thoughtfully designed, granite countertops, generous cabinetry, and plenty of storage space. That's
Hmm.
all I'm going to give you.
Are we overlooking the ocean?
No,
A pool?
no.
What floor are we on?
The third. There's only three. There's only three levels. It's on the third level.
Hmm. Below 4 and higher than 100. I'm going to say 340.
And let's see. Let's
Ding,
see.
ding, ding, ding,
Let's see.
ding, ding, ding.
That listing at 2909 St. John's Avenue, listed on the market, only on the market 20 days so far, 204,900. So, as Trevin clearly pointed out, this is a huge deal if you bought this today at full price, because Trevin is willing to pay almost $350,000 for that listing.
Let's
Not bad.
go.
Not bad. Not
Don't
bad.
you want me as a customer?
I do. I do. I'll write that contract up today.
All right.
You
So
got one?
I got one too. Let's see. Okay. This is between not higher than 700, not lower than 500. It's been on the market 154 days. It's a 4 bed, 3 bath, 2,800 square foot home, single family. Okay. I'm going to give you some of this description.
What year is it built?
The year is 1995.
Okay.
All right. So this stunning 4 bedroom, 3 bathroom residence is situated on a desirable corner lot offering ample space and privacy. This home was recently updated with a brand new HVAC system installed May 2025 and a roof that's only 4 years old, 2021. Complete plumbing repipe done in 2020. This home boasts both efficiency and peace of mind. Step inside to discover a modern open floor plan that promotes seamless living and entertainment. Entertainment. What do you got?
It's not on the water. Any kind of navigable water or like a man-made lake? What is it on?
No water.
No water? No pool?
Let's see. No pool.
Okay. And how many days on the market?
154.
154. Okay. And what was the starting price when it listed?
Really?
I'm like, surely he's not gullible enough to fall for that.
Nope.
I'm gonna say it's between 5 and 7, right? 574.9.
$610,000.
But you would take 574.9.
No, you will not. That's the problem with these buyers today. They're
Yeah.
lowballing.
Where did it start at? Where did it start at? I'm curious.
Let's see. Where did this start? Started at 684, 999.
Okay.
Yep. It's in Winter Park.
Yeah. Okay.
Fun.
I'm showing a house to put that in perspective. I'm showing a house tomorrow to a buyer, and her question today was, why is it still on the market with where it's priced at? And I said, okay, so let me pull it up. So I pull it up, and it's listed just under $1 million, like 989, and it's been on the market for like 120 days. And I said, I don't see anything wrong with it. And she's like, well, I know that they're normally selling for a lot more in there. then last year we couldn't find anything within that range. So I'm like, well, it's definitely a change. It's definitely a change in the last 2 years, especially with some of the higher end pricing. I'm seeing that start to kind of to roll back down. So it's not. I don't think, at least in my market, what I'm seeing, it's not unusual to see some pretty big adjustments. Like if you were at 950 for that to possibly sell at 900, or maybe even below that.
Sure.
Now you're not. That's not relative, because people will say, well, you can't. That's things are going down 100,000. Yeah, in relation to where they're listed at or what the price is. I mean, you're not going to see a $300,000 home in your market or mine that's now selling for 200. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. So that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, we'll
Something
give it a
different.
we'll give it a shot again next week. If you've
Yeah.
got your home, you want to send your home in, have it evaluated online, we can do that. Obviously, we don't do a guessing game when we're trying to establish value. We do actual facts. We pull comps, that sort of thing. And I could have cheated. I could have simply looked at Trevin's profile and looked at his listings, and I probably could have gathered based on that information. And had he not been looking at my eyes, and I could look at this other screen while I was doing that, I probably would have done that. So I would have tried. All right. Well, hey, I had fun today. Until next time, Trevin, sign us off.
Hey, that's David Blair. I'm Trevin Perez. We had fun with you. We hope you join again next time. Have a great evening.
See you.